I posted this dress on my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and it blew up on all three platforms. So I decided to bring the tutorial to YouTube. So you guys are very lucky and obviously very special to me. Hi guys, my name is John and I teach ladies how to make beautiful dresses. Don't forget to subscribe. Now I'll be showing you how to make these upper bodies and as well the lower bodies. You need your pattern paper for this project. We'll be starting with the front. Now I've already gone in with my start line. Next with my chest line, which is 7 inches, my bust line, which is 12 inches, and then the under bust, which is 15 inches, and then the waistline, which is 17 inches, and the full length for the basque rather, and then that's 21 inches. Now we're going to roll across those dots and they'll become our lines. Now you're going to place your tape rule from the folded edge of your pattern paper. Go in by half of your shoulder measurement. Now for the neck width, we are going in by 3 inches. On that point where you have your shoulder measurement, go down by 1 inch. Connect that 1 inch to the neck width and that will be your shoulder slope. From the shoulder slope, you connect your chest line. We're about to create our armhole, okay? Now originally chest line I use is 8 inches, but this particular dress I wanted the chest line to be 7 inches so that it will cover up very well. So I'll just place my tape from my start line and go down by 8 inches, okay? That's just for the armhole. On that 8 inch I'll mark the measurement for her bust. Bust 44 divided by 4, that's 11, and I marked 11. And then I'll find the midpoint from the shoulder slope to that 8 inch I marked, and I'll go in by 1 inch. Now I'll connect all 3 dots with my French curve and that will be the armhole. If you do not understand, after achieving the armhole, the next will be to start applying the circumference measurement. Bust circumference is 44 by 4, that's 11. We're going to mark 11, exactly what we had on the chest line. Now the under bust is 38 divided by 4, that will give you 9.5, and I'll mark it. Now the waist is the same thing with the under bust, so I'm just going to mark whatever I have on the under bust. The full length, let's just use the measurement for waist there because that's just for a back slant. So we'll connect all the dots together like this. After marking, if you like adding your allowance to your paper, go ahead and add your allowance, okay? So I've added my allowance. Now I'll be marking 3 dart lines. We won't be taking in any dart, but we'll just indicate where we'll insert our bonings, okay? So I've created the 3 lines I want the bonings to sit. Now for the Queen Anne neckline, place your tape rule from the center of your paper on your chest line. Go in by half of your nipple to nipple measurement, then add 2 inches to it. Half of my nipple to nipple measurement is 4 inches plus 2 inches, that's 6, and I marked 6. Now you connect from that 6 you marked all the way to your neck width, just like this, and automatically you have your Queen Anne neckline. In order to avoid gaping, do this. So on that line, that part where we have our Queen Anne neckline, we'll be going up by 1 inch. Just follow what you see on the screen. We'll go up by 1 inch and then connect like this. So that will help us to eliminate excess fabric at that area, okay? Before cutting out, I would like to draft the cup. So let's quickly draft the back, then we'll move to the cup. So for the back, go in by 2 inches for your zipper allowance. Roll across that point and that will be your zipper allowance. Make sure you label it. If you follow me very well on this channel, you know that I always fold in my zipper allowance. Now we'll go in with our neck width. Make sure your neck width is exactly the same thing you use for the front. Mine is 3 inches and I marked 3 inches. Now half of my shoulder measurement, 8.5, and I marked it. Now our shoulder slope, you go down by 1 inch and connect to your neck width, just like this. Make sure the neck width and the shoulder measurement for the back is exactly the same as what you have for the front. Now going with your chest line. For the chest line, I went in by 8 inches, then your bust line, your waistline, and then the full length. Now connect from your shoulder slope to your chest line, okay, for the armhole, right? Then you place your tape rule on the chest line. Go in with 1/4 of your bust measurement. So the bust measurement is 44, we're dividing by 4 and that gives us 11, so we'll mark 11. Now from that point you have 11. Simply use your French curve to connect, and that's how the armhole for the back would be. Okay, the armhole for the back is slightly different from that of the front. Now we'll mark the circumference measurement, the same thing we did for the front. Mark for the bust line, your waistline, and then the full length. Connect all the dots. Same thing we did for the front. We'll go ahead and create the lines where the bodice will be seated. Okay, I used 3.5 inches interval because of the body span I have. Okay, so once you've done this, the next thing you want to do is the neck. For the back, the neck depth would be 1.5 inches, and then we'll connect it to the neck width just like this. Now the back has a circle hole, so I'll be going down by 2 inches from that my neckline. 2 inches, right? See the dot I marked? From that 2 inches I'll use a circle-like object to create a circle, and that's how I got that neckline. So I've opened up my zipper allowance, and this is what the back pattern looks like. Now on that waistline you can decide to go in by 1/2 inch for extra snatching. Now go ahead and cut out, and the back pattern is ready. You can rewatch as much as possible so that you can understand. Okay, it's very easy. Place your tape rule from the start of your paper, go in by 19 inches on the side, 19 on the side, and then 21 on the center. This person is a big size. If you're a slim person, 17 should be okay. Okay, now when you connect from that 19 inches to the center, this is what you have: your basque waistline, pretty and cute. So after cutting out, take out like 1/2 inch from that your neckline, just like I did. Okay, so this is what the back looks like. Now guys, this is it for the back pattern. We are going to keep this aside. Okay, we'll go back to our front pattern. We'll be creating the cup for the front. So for the center front, we're going to be taking out 0.7 inches darts. Okay, so I've gone in by 0.7 on the waistline. Now I'll connect to the full length and also connect to the bust line, just like this, so to give extra snatching for the center front. Okay, now for the basque, we are going in with 19 inches on the side and of course 21 at the center. Then we'll connect, and this is the result. So here I'm just trimming off the excess paper so that my pattern paper isn't so bulky anymore, and I want to show you what we have. So this is what we have. Okay, remember we are not done, but this is what it is looking like. You can see the front and the back, they align so well. Now to eliminate the gaping, we're going to cut out the darts we created. After cutting out, we're going to seal up with our masking tape, and this is the result. So we're going to keep this aside. Let's create the cup for the front. Okay, now get you a paper that is at least 11 inches long and 11 inches wide. Okay, now what you have should look like this. So the first thing you want to do is to roll your under bust line. This first line I'm rolling is my under bust line, and I'm going to label it under bust line. In order to break down this explanation, this is our front piece, right? I want us to understand exactly what we are doing. Okay, so remember on your main pattern paper you have your under bust. Look at it there, and I've labeled my own under bust. Now the distance between your bust point and your under bust, mark it on your paper. My own distance was 4 inches and I went in by 4, and now I'm going to roll 4. So I'll call this my bust line. I hope we are understanding, guys. Now the next thing we'll do again is the distance from our bust point to our chest line. What do we have? I have about 4 inches again, and then I'm going to mark 4 inches from the bust line to the chest line, and I'm going to label it my chest line. Does this make sense? Yes it does. So this explains how we got the lines on our paper for the cup. Do you get that? Now take that front piece and keep it aside. Place your tape rule from the center of your paper. You're going in by half of your nipple to nipple measurement. The nipple to nipple measurement we are working with is 4 inches, so we'll mark 4 inches, and then that 4 inches will cut across all the lines just like this. Now on that bust line, exactly at the dot line, right, we'll be going in by 1 inch on all the cardinal lines. 1 inch. Okay, you can see what I'm doing, right? 1 inch on all the 4 lines you have on that bust line. Yes, 1 inch. Now we have, from that our dot line, we'll be going in by 5 inch. How did I get my 5 inch? That's 4 inches for your nipple to nipple measurement. Just add extra 1 inch. Okay, and that will be for the side of. Make sure the 5 inch cut across all the lines. Okay, see, I've rolled my own. Now go to the under bust line. On that line we have on that under bust line, right, we'll go in by 1 inch on both sides. 1 inch on both sides, and that will be for the dart. Now you connect from that 1 inch to your center bust line, but we're not getting to the bust line. We're going to stop at that 1 inch we had. You can see that, right? For the bust point that we're going to take out 1 inch on both sides as well, just like this, and then we'll connect to that 1 inch, not to the exact center. Just see what I'm doing. Okay, I'll do the same thing for both sides, right? And then we're going to connect like this. So carefully connect. Okay, if you notice, you see that I stopped every connection at that 1 inch bridge we marked. Now for the chest line, we're just going to do a very slight tightening, so we'll be going in by half an inch on both sides of the dot line. Good. Now on the chest line, on the sides of our chest line, you go up by 1 inch, and then for the center you go down by half an inch, right? You use your ruler to connect, but notice the way I'm connecting. I'm going to stop at the dot line here, so that by the time we close the dot up, our paper will be equal. So this is what the upper part of our cup looks like. So we'll be taking that in, it's a dot. Okay, please make sure you're following. Carefully take out the dot for this upper part, and then we're going to mask it up with the masking tape immediately. So in order to do this comfortably, I will have to open up the side darts. Okay, so let's carefully cut out the side darts. Now what we have just done is to seal up the upper part of our cup. Okay, and it's already giving like cup effect. Now right? I beg you, in the name of whatever you love, before cutting out, make sure you label. Me, I use arrows to label extensively: up, down, center, front, side. Now front. After labeling, the next thing will be to now cut out. The down of our cup is not totally ready. Okay, at this point, once you should have even done this before cutting, it's just that I remembered late. So just get your French curve and give it a very good curve. You connect both that line all the way to the other dot line, just like this, so that your cup will have the perfect shape. Now I'm going to take my time and just adjust the label again. Make sure they are on the cup itself so that there is no confusion. Now you cut out the excess paper, and then we are going to cut out the last dart standing. So cut that out, and our cup is pretty much ready. So we're going to be placing this on our main fabric to cut out. Okay,